Up next, I'm going in with my foundation. So this is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. This foundation is so good, guys. The amount of coverage that you get out of this foundation, it will literally give you that flawless and airbrushed effect. It literally feels like I'm applying a very high-end foundation. It is so amazing. Also, the other one that I've recently using is the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation and the True Match Foundation. The NYX Cosmetics, which is the new range, the NYX Cosmetics foundation, and also the Maybelline Lumi Matte foundation, which is also recommended on the study guide. You can either apply this foundation using your hand or a brush, but I'll be using my hands to apply. So it actually comes with a pump that looks like this. So I want to explain the whole oxidization process and the meaning of it. So when a product oxidizes, it means it dries into a warmer color. So what you see from the bottle and how it translates onto your face will be something totally different. So that process is called oxidization. There's nothing cute about it. It just means that the specific brand and is less knowledgeable on how a foundation should wear and look. So most of the time you will find that the foundations that we absolutely love and always reach out for oxidize it. I'll now teach you so that you'll be able to manage it. And then in the winter season, skin tones changes because we are less exposed to the sun. So you are most probably going to become a little bit lighter in the winter season as opposed to the summer season where you will be a little bit warmer or darker. So I'm just applying the product onto my face, blending it well into my face so that it also blends well into all the skincare products that are already applied. So you don't go into your hairline, neither do you go in right under your eye if you're going to apply your concealer, mainly because the under eye area is a very thin layer, so it doesn't need too many products to pack underneath the eye because it's going to create like more of a creasing effect. So you need to apply very small amounts underneath the eye. So that's usually like your eye cream or your moisturizer, and then you go in straight with your concealer. Same as your forehead, you want this specific area to blend well with your scalp. So when it gets to this area, less is actually more. So I'm blending it out, blending everything out with my hand. So you'd also need to apply the product onto your jawline, because when you give someone your side profile, it will actually show that you don't have like a seamless effect onto your jawline and neck area, which is something that you don't want. So always apply your product onto your jawline, bring it a little bit down just to blend it out with your neck area so that you can have like more of a unified effect. So don't just leave your product onto your face, bring it down and work it down. Using the Clicks Essentials wipes just to clean my finger. If your preference is something more fuller, so in terms of coverage, you then need to go in with the second application. So literally what I've just done is the first application. Then soon after this, you'd go in with another application just to create more of a coverage if that's what you want. You'd also find that with certain foundations, it will either oxidize or your foundation would just be amazing. And then also you'd find that the foundation it dries matte. So with the first application, it will be more of like a neutral, hydrating, radiant feel on the face. But as soon as it sets onto the face, it dries matte. And if that's not what you want, then you need to go in with a spray. So it's either a hydrating mist to hydrate the face or a hydrating setting spray to bring back the hydration under your skin. So with this foundation, I'm actually happy with how it looks. I'm actually happy with the amount of coverage that it has. And I'm actually happy with the hydrating effect onto the face. So I won't be going in with any of these products or the hydrating mist, which is what we had used. Or you can substitute this with the W Beauty Hydrating Mist. It's also amazing. It's got amazing skincare benefits as well. But in terms of pricing, this is far cheaper than the W Beauty one. Currently retails for 60 rands. Yeah, it's 69.99, and then the W Beauty one is 160 or 250. This is also an amazing product. I've been using this girly since 2021. So how long has it been now? For 5 years. Yes, 5 years to be exact. This is actually a 3-in-1 setting spray. Performs as a hydrating mist, which is something that you can incorporate your skin prep process. It's also something that's very refreshing. So if you want to elevate your powders or your foundation or your cream products more, this is something that you can make use of. And it also sets your makeup. But in terms of setting, this spray is more of a hydrating setting spray. So it brings back the hydration onto the skin, either your skin or your actual makeup products. So that means if you're someone with an oily skin type, you would then use less of this because it's more of a hydrating product, unless if that's the kind of result that you'd want. And if you've got a dry skin, this is something that you incorporate as part of your skin prep in between your actual makeup process, and just to seal your makeup after using a setting spray. A setting spray and a fixing spray are completely different things. So a lot of people confuse the difference between a setting spray and a fixing spray. These are completely two different things that serve two different purposes. So a setting spray, whether your setting spray is hydrating or it's a normal or it's a mattifying setting spray, a setting spray sets the makeup. The setting spray creates a more of like a blended, seamless, a radiant, a skin-like finish. It lubricates all your powders, and also it does away with that cakiness onto the skin. So because you've packed too much products, or you've incorporated a powder into your makeup routine and you feel like it's more of like a cakey or powdery effect, then you blend that out and you melt that out using a setting spray. Setting spray sets, it hydrates to create like more of a natural, youthful and skin-like effect onto your skin. It blends all your powder products. So if you feel like your makeup is too powdery and you don't like it and you just want something that would lubricate all the powders to create more of like a dewy and radiant and expressive effect onto your face, then you would incorporate a setting spray. Then a fixing spray is most of the time the final step. After the fixing spray, there's literally nothing that you can do after the fixing spray because it actually locks your makeup. So most of the time it comes in an aerosol bottle. So if you know how a hair mousse spray and your heat defense sprays are, it creates that strong hold onto your makeup. So your longevity of your makeup is also determined by the fixing spray. So it literally locks your makeup. It also has such amazing benefits, such as your makeup could be sweat proof. It could also be waterproof, not tear proof, waterproof and sweat proof. And it does also create like more of like a firm effect onto the skin. So that's why when you're applying your fixing spray, you mustn't like create like more squints onto your face. Your face must be relaxed, and you just spray the product onto your face so your makeup locks and it stays in place throughout the day. So that's why you'd find that there are people that actually sleep with their makeup on, and it's mainly because of a fixing spray. So this is something that you'd use as a fixing spray. The Revolution fixing spray is also amazing. I don't feel like I need to apply my setting spray to create like a more hydrating effect onto my face because again, my foundation is not mattifying. I'm actually happy with these kind of results of the foundation. So we are now ready to move over to the next step.